So ayun, welcome everybody to this live session, live interview with, of course, our co-host Makoy Portado tonight. Grabe to. The man, the myth, the, the man who makes everything happen. And then, of course, our special guest for tonight, Xergio Ramos, everybody. Show him some love, give him some emojis, art, fire reacts. Wow, anything you can do to give him love tonight. Ayun, this is gonna be a fun night. I have a good feeling talaga.
Oy, abay doon.
Very good night. Okay, so again, thank you so much for tuning in. Last session na to was really fun with Sir Miko. Miko Reyes, guys. Hindi music yung apelyido niya, okay?
Naging
Reyes,
music yung apelyido.
That was a very fun time with him. And now, we have Sir Sergio and ayun, another learning experience for all of us. And so, again, this is Church on a Budget PH, and we aim here to help churches become efficient and effective. And this means na guitarista or musician or anything like that, this is for you, and that's why we're here. So ayun, let's go immediately and introduce our special guest for tonight. Kuya Makoy,
Yeah.
you can now do the honor.
Habang ginagawa niya ako ng music background.
Yes.
Yeah. So our guest for tonight is he's one of my friends, guitar friends, and also a brother from another father or mother or lolo lola. Yun nga, this guy is he graduated at Berkeley Music College of Music, yeah. And ano ba yun? Ano bang specialize yun, brother? Major in
guitar performance.
Yun, guitar performance, and he plays for a lot of international artists doon sa US, and nag-ano na rin siya, nag-tour, but the greatest achievement pa, lalo na dito sa Pilipinas is, paano ba? He's one of the international tawag nito? Endorser of the one that he's holding right now, the LSL guitars. Yun, and also GOC guitars, and he's part of Guitar Pushers nagde-demo, and also part of the family, Guitar Pusher family, and also he's an artist of anong tawag dito?
Groove Gear.
Groove Gear. Groove Gear. Yeah, Groove Gear. Yeah. And he's one of my influences also sa mga multi-effects like Helix. And he plays for Gary V.
Wow.
Alanis Morissette. Amon.
Yes.
And he's also producing some songs for Morissette. And he plays a lot of artists here in the Philippines. He's also a session musician. And yes, let us welcome, give some love emojis or care emojis to this legend, to this the new musician, the new generation of guitarists in the Philippines. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Xergio Ramos.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go.
Let's go, bro.
What's up?
You guys, alam nyo, you guys
everybody.
have no idea how, excited I am for tonight. And so, Sir Sergio, you might wanna say something?
And we're Englishing right now, huh? Because this is an international artist.
Yes, bro. Sir
Wow,
Sergio, you
wow.
might wanna say something, bro.
Okay.
Tas Tagalog ka, no?
Something, bro.
Ang ganda nun.
Ang dami who are asking me to shout them out. Ezekiel Gonzaga, Matt Mendoza, sino pa? There was another one, James Villatura. So there. Hello guys. Thanks for joining the stream. And thanks for having me on for
Thank you
this
also, brother.
Weekly podcast ba to? Live stream, interview, TikTok, lahat na lang. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Ayun. Bro, we're glad that you're here. Sir Makoy, Ngayon pa lang, thank you for making this happen, bro.
Yes, bro. I know.
Naririnig ko lang, again, inuulit-ulit ko to, naririnig ko lang kayo sa YouTube, gano'n. Mga, hindi ako nanonood masyado ng TV. Siguro mga, sometimes radios with the artists you play for, gano'n. But now, I get to talk with you, and so, this is a privilege and honor, and get to learn with you and share this, conversation with you guys here sa Church on a Budget PH. Ayun. So, you guys, heard who Xergio Ramos is, and I just wanna dig deep into the artists that he has played for. Ganun siguro, Sir Xergio, who are like some of the artists siguro as far as you can remember lang.
Grabe naman. Well, of course. Well, here, most notably, it's Gary Valenciano, and then I'm the main producer for Morissette for her latest, bunch of songs right now.
Yeah.
With plenty more on the way, wink wink.
Yes, sir.
Ano pa? So there's that one. There was one Gary V concert where I was able to play for Randy Santiago, Ding Dong Avanzado, and Ogie Alcacid, all in the same concert. Also got to play for Miss Jonah as well. Let's see, who else? Dito sa Philippines, actually, it's a bit more limited. Pero in the US, because I had to move back here like a few years ago, one of my mentors, for a lot of older musicians might recognize the name Walter Beasley, sax player.
Yeah.
Parang ka-equal niya si Kenny G, like, but more influential in the in like back in the 80s. I was able to rehearse with. I was supposed to go on tour with Madison Beer. I was also supposed to perform with Maya, who is a Grammy-nominated artist. I've worked with one of the producers who worked on the 24 Karat Magic record. Sino pa? And then I had a job before working as a guitar player for Six Flags, the theme park. So,
Wow.
yan.
And right now they're not giving some questions because we are English.
Hindi, bro. My statistics says that 99% of people who watch my content, Church on a Budget, are smart people.
Yes, sir.
Yes!
You should ask questions.
Guys, I love you.
You should ask questions.
Mga smart jokes, mga ganun. Hindi ako sa mga meme na, hindi. Mga smart jokes yung mga...
Diba?
Yun na, nosebleed.
Joke lang.
From listening to Sergio's naging kasama niya dun sa US, man. Those guys are really they're really awesome, and kung sa awesomeness pa lang at kasama si Xergio dun, tapos bumalik ng Pilipinas, man, para tayong nag-raise ng ideas from the US.
Right.
Grabe naman.
Yeah.
But thank you.
I mean, ganito kasi ako parang minsan kasi, parang naisip ko lang my opinion. Parang sobrang advanced ng ideas na tinutugtog na doon sa US na hindi pa sumisikat sa Pilipinas. Tapos ngayon, pag nakikilala sa Pilipinas, tapos sasabihin ng tumutugtog sa US, parang 10 years ago pa namin yan tinutugtog. Bago pa pala sa inyo yan. Parang, di ba? Parang, let's make an example of Gospel Chops. Sobrang tagal niya na. Like 2000 pa lang tinutugtog na yung Gospel Chops sa US. Pero ngayon parang sobrang fresh pa rin siya sa Pinoy na parang, wow, Gospel Chops! Wow! Parang, tagal na yan So, yeah.
Sir Michael, pahingi naman, ganun.
Yeah.
Isang tadhana naman dyan, parang ganun.
Kaya sobrang na-inspire ako at na marami ako natutunan from Xergio because he's so advanced for a guitar player na parang yung nakikita ko kay ganitong guitar player, nakikita ko ngayon na tinutugtog mo. And sabi niya lang, lagi naman namin ginagawa to dun Wala pa pala yan dito. So parang, alam mo yun, well, thank you, Xergio, for gracing your, for sharing also your talents to us. And
Yeah, I wanna talk a little bit about that kasi I am a really firm believer of exposure. There are certain things that are taught, yun sinasabi sa amin, tapos there are certain things that are caught eh. And so you catch things during exposure. So ganun. So
Tama.
bro, give us a little taste or share to us something about, the how how it how your growth, sped up per se, or how you grew as a musician when you get to be exposed to so many people. Kasi you guys, for the information of everybody, Sir Sergio is a graduate sa Berkeley, am I right?
Berkeley lamang.
Berkeley, guitar
So,
performance,
not so big school.
right? Guitar performance, and that is like my dream school. To be there, you have to be really good na, okay?
Yes.
So let me just say that before someone enters Berkeley, that person has to be really good na. And then to be there with good people na, it's easy to be great. So, bro, give us a taste of, some things that you got exposed to doon that help you really grow as a musician and as a, session guitarist and all that.
Well, I will say that a lot of what I learned from Berkeley actually didn't come from my teachers. It didn't come from books. It didn't come from, it didn't come from the classroom. It actually came a lot from yung mga kaibigan ko, a lot of my friends that all came from different walks of life. Like, when I was a freshman, I had one roommate, Kyle Thornton, black roommate, who grew up listening to D'Angelo, who grew up listening to a lot of R&B, like some people that I had never even heard of. And then our other roommate, Christian King, I forget where he was from, pero he was a Steve Vai fanatic naman. So it was interesting, parang getting to bounce ideas off of each other and then kind of asking each other and showing each other, different things, and then also, sharing stuff that we used to see on Facebook, on YouTube,
Right.
bago sumikat masyado ng Instagram. And then also getting to play a lot of different styles of music. You kind of learn to have to wear a lot of different hats, diba?
Right.
And it's not enough lang na, you just play the guitar, diba? So it's not enough. A lot of guitar players, like parang if there's something funky happening, they just go, ay, wait, my sub. Well, that's not enough.
Is that
eh.
like 1975 feels?
So, for example, diba, like if we're gonna take that chord progression, yung 4 to 6, but a bit funky. Yeah. Let's say if ganito yung feel niya, diba? And a lot of guitar players, when they hop up, will just go, diba? But there's a lot more to the actual vocabulary built into, let's say, R&B or funk. Kasi, like, for example,
You want me to play?
wala, may delay eh. So, hindi,
Ay, may
it's
delay.
not gonna work eh.
Oo nga.
Hindi, as in, may delay sa audio. But anyway,
Right.
so, it's being exposed to a lot of different people that come from different walks of life. And then also, not just being exposed. Kasi technically, in today's day and age with the internet, exposure is everything na eh, diba? We can learn anything at our fingertips. But
Right.
it's the ability to learn naman, which is something that you kind of have to sharpen. Kasi it's not enough like parang you see, let's say for example, si Mateo Sasato, Guthrie Gov, and Martin Miller. It's not enough that you see them live or you see them in a clinic and then you go, grabe galing. But then you don't learn anything, diba?
Then you didn't, wala kang application.
Oo. Kailangan, you also have to have the insight na to pick up on something that might not be obvious. Like for example, yung time feel ni Tom Quayle, or
Wow.
with Martin Miller, the way how he swings certain notes. Parang gano. Those are like smaller details that you otherwise wouldn't learn from a YouTube video. But then from Berkeley, kind of the same thing you were saying in terms of parang some things are taught, some things are caught, diba?
Yeah.
A lot of what I caught was from my friends at Berkeley. We were session musicians. We played for a lot of different pop art singers and artists there. So we, like, there were some songs where we had to have a country feel. Okay, well, ano yung tunog ng country? And then there was another one, it was an EDM song. And then how do we reinterpret that as a live band? Parang ganon. And then coming from there, I stayed in Los Angeles for a year and a half and was a session musician there then. And there's a lot of R&B, like old school R&B there, and also old school gospel there. And in order to survive, you have to think quick on your feet, diba? You have to not just know the guitar part of a song. You actually have to know the rest of the tiny details in the song.
Right.
Baka hindi makuha ng keys player the one line in LMA's Boot Up. Pero if the keys player doesn't catch it, you also have to know it. Diba? So it's a lot of research beforehand and being aware of what the song is, what you can apply, how you can serve the song better. And then and just always being mindful of yung mga smaller details and smaller things that might not necessarily be obvious. Ang hirap mag-isip ng tanong sa English. Okay lang magtanong kayo ng Tagalog, okay lang.
Yeah, it's okay. Bro, talking about, Martin Miller, sabi ni Leonard Hacolon, Martin Miller ng Pinas daw, Xergio Ramos, malakas, bro. And also,
si Leonard Alocon, church, ano ba? Kasama ko yan sa church sa GCAF.
guitarist, yeah.
Yeah, guitar.
Miko, nandito din Sir Miko,
Uy, Miko, what's up?
Sir Sergio, ikaw na po yung talagang fina-follow at iniidolo niya ngayon as na musician. Very amazed daw sa playing skills, bro.
Thank you.
Dami daw
Thank
niyang
you,
baon,
thank you.
tsaka kinukot ka daw niya sa mga
Tsaka
students.
si
ko sa live
ito
streams, ganun.
like I have some, local heroes talaga, guitar heroes. But for some reason sa age namin, sa age na kanya nasa below 30s, di ba? Si Sergio yung siguro masasabi kong one of a kind. Kasi
Wow,
I mean,
thank you.
most of my guitar friends like si Chris Malana, Joseph Barameda, si Migs Ranieses, ang dami pa, si Julius Traqueña. Iba-iba sila, they are so great with guitars, but iba-iba yung taste nila eh. May feel sila na doon talaga sila mas parang oh my god, parang ikaw talaga yan eh. Yun. So wala lang, sobrang amazed lang ako kasi si Sergio talaga yung parang sa age namin, siya yung pinaka-hero when it comes to, oh my god, linis talaga eh. Pareho sila ng utak ni
Wow,
ni
thank you.
Migs. Parang alam mo yung yung parang mahirap na hindi mo tinamaan yung ghost note na yun, tatamaan mo pa rin yun. So,
Yeah. And actually, narinig ko kanina sa answer ni Sir Sergio. Thank you for that answer. Wonderful, bro. Yung details, ayun.
Yes,
there are
sir.
certain details that you need to know kahit na hindi yun guitar parts. And that's a very good thing na that is what I really like about session musicians. Because they are really into details. Why? They want to serve the song eh. Ayun, tapos, madalas sa mga, session musicians, ang gagwapo daw, sabi ni Sir Migs eh. So, how to be handsome like you daw po, Sir Sergio.
nako, si Migs nga nauna sa amin. Siya yung handsome.
Ayun, but going back to the point, the details and all that, and yeah, di ba kay Makoy, Sir Migs, he's here naman, so we can quote him on this. He writes everything about the song.
Yeah.
He sits down for 1 hour, you guys listening to, church songs pag tumutugtog na siya sa songs. Tapos, within that 1 hour, he listens to everything. Ayun, and then, hindi ka na mag-wonder kung bakit ganun yung details niya. Kasi everything. So, Sir Sergio, what do you think about that? Do you write everything din? Or you just have some mental pictures? Or pictures ba tawag?
Ako kasi, ito yung medyo na culture shock ako when I first came to the Philippines. Everything is on paper. As in, talagang every note that every musician plays is on paper. As in, when I was observing some sessionists. And then sabi ko, I find it weird that a bass player, music director is writing the parts for the drums and the guitar note for note. So for me personally, at least in Berkeley or when I was in Los Angeles, ear is everything. As in talagang ear is everything.
Wow,
If you
that's
can't
good to
pick
know.
up that this is a flat 9 flat 9 flat 13 chord, then how are you gonna be able to solo on top of it? 'Di ba? Parang ganon.
Right.
So being able to pick that out, but that's a bit more ang tawag dito, that's more
Deep na
micro,
Yeah.
micro listening. Pero in a macro sense, you also have to be aware of, you kind of have to think like a producer eh. You have to think, okay, anong ginagawa ng bass, anong ginagawa ng other guitar player, anong ginagawa ng keys player, kasi technically, in terms of frequency, keys and guitar kalaban yan kasi we're all in the same frequency eh.
Right.
And then if is what I'm playing distracting away from what the singer is doing, is what I'm playing completely necessary? Parang ganun. You have to always think na will it serve the song ultimately, diba?
Right.
And when you're listening, you always have to listen to not just one part. You have to listen to, well, give parang a snapshot sa ulo mo on everything that's happening in a song. So, for example, what's a song that a lot of people know? Let's say "Pretty Young Thing" ni Michael Jackson, diba? There's a lot that's happening with the synths. There's a lot that's happening in the interaction ng drums. There's two guitar players on that song, and it's important to be aware that if the keys player is playing that, you have to be able to play that or
Right.
that para hindi kayo mag-clash, diba?
That's good, bro. That's good
What
to.
was that in major
ano?
7?
Yes, major 7. Three separate major 7 inversions.
Inversions.
Tsaka ito yung maganda dun sa sinabi ni Sergio na parang sobrang detailed kasi it doesn't mean you're a guitar player. You're just listening to the guitar chords, di ba? But also you're also listening to other instruments na like rhythm instruments. Kunya, piano. So kung ano yung chord ng piano, yun sinabi niya na kung flat 9, flat 3, ano to? Kung flatted or
Flat
ano
9,
ba?
flat 8.
Flat 9, flat 3 ba? So, yan. Anong key yan?
B. B7 flat 9 flat 13.
Ayan. So, kung yan yung chords ng keyboardista or ng pianista, tapos ikaw, di ba flat, naka-dominant 7, flat 13, di ba? Tapos ikaw, naka-B ka lang. Di ba? Parang, this one is, para siyang masaya. Versus dito sa medyo, may drama. Ano to? Ayun, parang diminished na yung feel. Pero kung hindi mo matatamaan yun, na yun yung tinutugtog ng pianista and you just played a B major, so, it's weird. Might
It's
as well
sad.
just play na lang the root na lang.
Right.
Ganun na lang. Kaysa magbanggaan kayo ng nota, di ba? Pero yun nga, ang point kasi doon, kasi a lot of church musicians or a lot of us, including me, like simple na lang nga yung kwan. Sobrang simple na ng kanta. Like for example, the chord is just GC. But then, nagpi-play ka na parang ganito. Diba? Sobrang contradicting yung chords. Pero we're not, hindi namin hindi ko sinasabi na, oy, mali-mali yung ginagawa mo. But, siguro, i-practice mo pa yung tenga mo, talagang hahasain mo talaga into yung cifra. Yung parang papakinggan mo, anong chord ba yun? C
Right.
pala, hindi pala A minor. Diba? Kasi, kahit sobrang simple ng kanta, pero, diba, hindi pa rin nagtutugma yung chords eh. So,
Right.
yeah.
That's really good. Talking about your ear is everything. Alam mo, gusto ko yun. That gave me that set me free, actually, bro. Thank you for that tonight. Busog na ako. Let's end this live stream. Your ear is everything. Kasi, again, no, even for me, ganito ako ka-obsessed when it comes to like, really learning details and all that. But, it's very good na the very basic or home base ng pagsusulat mo is a good and well-trained ear. That's a very good thing to say, and that brought freedom to me. Thank you, Sir Sergio. That's good. May nabasa lang akong comment ito, nakakatawa. Sir Miko, B7 flat 9 flat 13 daw. Sige. Ako na bilang ang alam. Kainis. So, yeah, let's talk about, I wanna talk about, yung parts na sinasabi mo kanina when it comes to like giving space and listening to the band. I want to know what is the most simple thing that you did on guitars kasi that was what the arrangement called for. Yeah. Like, kayong dalawa, Kuya Makoy tsaka Sir Sergio, what was the simplest thing na ginawa niyo because that was the arrangement of the song? Sir Sergio first.
Not play.
Tacet? Tacet ba? Yeah. That's the simplest.
No, it medyo nakakatuwa, pero it's actually the simplest thing kasi realistically, let's say, would you need to put guitar here? No. They don't play. Diba?
Pero what if, pag may chords talaga, what if may chords talaga? Like a simple song na na-play mo.
I would Well, that has happened to me and I asked the MD, do you want me to play here? Yes or no? No? Okay. Di wag. I'm not gonna play.
And that is a ridiculous thing to think about when you are a church musician kasi may pressure na pag nandyan ka sa stage, dapat may ginagawa ka. I have to do something, but
para sa akin yung sinasabi mo ngayon, Kyle, na kasi 'di ba parang there are times talaga na hindi mo talaga dapat pinapakialaman yung piano driven. Like lalo na kung yung piano medyo makulit maano na, 'di ba? Magalaw na sa chords, like piano driven talaga yung simula. Then you just pluck. Nag-pluck ka bigla. Tapos yung pagpa-pluck mo, can you play a G major G 1645 key of G Serge? Like you just played with naka-pluck. And then kunyari si Sergio yung piano player. And then ako na dapat wala dun sa part na yon, biglang I decided na I want to play the guitar. So ganito na. Even without the
bro,
delay
this has to stop, bro.
Even without the delay sa call, nagigets nyo yung idea, yung articulation pa lang, yung dynamics pa lang, yung kung ano yung dapat na tatatamaan na chords, nag-aaway talaga. So kung wala talagang part yung guitar, just don't play. Para hindi na masira yung, 'di ba?
Right.
Imbis na call to worship ka, naging call to chaos. Pero yun nga, pag wala ka naman dapat gagawin, then you worship, then you, 'di ba? Just lift up your hands and
lift your
also,
hands
or just sing, 'di ba? Kasi doon
make sure lang na locking yung strap mo para hindi mahulog yung guitar.
Oh my God. May friend kaming nahulog yung guitar. At ngayon sa kanya na yung guitar. Hindi ko pa pangalanan, Migs ang pangalan.
Bro, shout out sa'yo.
Ay, Migs. Yun nga, parang...
Hashtag Jet Blues.
Hashtag Jet Blues. Tajima. Hindi, yun nga, parang...
Tajima ba yan?
Yeah, yung point nga is, di ba, parang yun yung pinaka-simplest eh. If walang part yung gitara, then don't play. Para hindi na masira yung yung feels nung kanta. Kasi, di ba, hindi naman sa siniserve natin yung kanta, pero kung harmonize kasi or maganda pakinggan yung nangyayari sa music rather than chaotic, diba? Ang sarap magkanta or ang sarap mag-praise and worship, right? Anyway, yes.
That's good.
May question pala ako para kay Sergio. Sergio,
Yeah.
Sir.
Ano yung Sir Gio.
Xergio.
Ano yung pinaka siguro mo pinaka on the go without thinking about the helix or without thinking about the multi effects. Siguro mga analog pedals na pwede mong on the go. Like for example, Sergio, kailangan ka namin dito, may gig tayo.
Yeah, strip
Tapos
down
parang biglaan na lang. Like ano yung on the go mo without the brand's name. Siguro yung kung ano siya, drive, distortions, metal zone. Anyways.
Bigyan natin ng limit, siguro mga 3 kay Sir Mix.
Tatlo.
Mga 4, ganun. 4.
Kaya ko yan, 3 lang. Because I used
sige.
to have a pedal board where 3 lang yung effects talaga. And that was what I used a lot of the time. It would be an overdrive, distortion, delay. Yun lang.
Wow. How like yun na yung signal chain din niya. Overdrive, distort, and then delay.
Actually, distortion muna going into overdrive and then yung delay. Yun yung signal chain ko. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, we're still here. You guys hear me? Okay,
Yeah.
sige.
Ako lang yung nawala.
Yeah, that was
Okay, weird.
Ayun,
But,
what's the rationale behind, first yung distort tsaka yung overdrive?
So, there was something that I learned when I actually bought a guitar pedal that I eventually sold kay Makoy. It was yung Greg Howe lick box.
Greg Howe, yeah.
Oo. And medyo weird kasi yung order of effects niya is distortion. Ay, tama. Distortion,
Boost.
overdrive, tapos boost. Boost yung sa pinaka-last. So, yung effect nun is with the distortion going into the overdrive, parang tama lang yung volume jump and yung mid jump. It's hard to explain eh. Pero ever since I had that pedal, that's how I've been running my distortion going into an overdrive or something similar, parang ganon. And it works. It just works. So, yeah, and ako I don't have, actually wait, no, lie. 4 pedals pala. Kasi I will have syempre, overdrive or distortion overdrive and then delay pedal and then some noise maker. Yun depende sa gig. So it would either be a chorus or I had an Ottawa at one point or a TC Electronic sub and up for yung mga like funk stuff. There was that, and then also
Wow.
something interesting that I discovered was kasi when I used to play at Six Flags, we had to play yung mga like popular songs at the time or yung mga popular songs na tinutugtog sa mga weddings. So, one of them was playing Beat It pero by Fall Out Boy. So it wasn't Drop D technically.
Wow.
But they wanted a medyo galit na sound. So yung ginawa ko, I took my sub going into the overdrive. Hindi ko na maalala. Diba? It's a bit more galit.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
good.
there was a lot of ground that I could cover. Tapos, let's say for example, overdrive, diba? Oh, on my patch, I'm just turning on overdrive, delay, and then chorus. What song is this? This is pop. Yung kay Justin Bieber. There's that one. Pero change the key, change the
Peaches.
Hindi, not Peaches. Hold on. Change
Hold
the
On
key, change the song. Diba? It's God is a Woman by Ariana Grande. So there's a lot of ground you can cover with just those 4 pedals, diba? So it's overdrive distortion, overdrive, delay, noisemaker.
Right, that's good. Daming nagko-comment dito. Pag-gear rundown daw muna, Sir Sergio. So, galing yun kay Vince. Tapos, meron pa yun kanina eh. Kasi, ngayon, we just talked about, the 4 pedals that you will use if ever you're limited. But now that you can do anything you want, what do you currently have now sa setup mo ngayon? Like, the thing that you're using now.
Boss Metal Zone to na ni mod ni Elegy. Hindi, joke lang. Hindi. So, a lot of people know me for using this. I'm a big advocate of the Line 6 Helix. Yun yung ginagamit ko for almost everything, pretty much. There's like a few times that I'll reach for something else, something that's a bit more unique. But a lot of the time it's a Line 6 Helix. So if you want me to do a technical rundown of everything from like my guitar, ayan. Thank you, Makoy, for the Helix.
Also, so that is the Helix stump, di ba, Kuya Makoy?
Yeah.
That used to be mine.
That used to be my...
Ay, yun ba yung ano? Yun ba yung bago? Kasi I think...
Kay Nilton yun.
Okay. Because I sold my stomp eh. But yeah, so starting with my guitar, this is an LSL Sarakoy Deluxe. They are a custom shop guitar company from Santa Clarita, California, which is where I used to work and live.
Right.
And then pickups are bare knuckle pickups. I'm also an artist, thank God. Then there's a lot of like custom switching stuff that I did. Basta there's 9 separate sounds that I can use in this guitar. And then yung board ko naman, like I said, it's a Line 6 Helix. Pero if I were to run through like everything individually, wait, actually let me look on my
yung sa Helix.
Yeah.
So basically, the Helix you're using now is Line 6 Helix na floor. Tama ba?
Yep.
Yeah. The tawag dito, lasagna supreme ng Helix.
Yeah. Pero quick question. Why do you need a 9 switch for a guitar?
Oo nga.
Okay. So, it's because ito yung like desert island guitar ko. If ever I need a sound of certain guitars, ito yung
Parang Swiss Army knife mo na.
Oh, Swiss Army knife. This is a lesson that I learned from Guthrie Govan. Kasi he would always say, parang, I dream of only ever bringing one guitar for every gig. And I medyo took that to heart eh. So, okay, I'll run you through the sound. So, this is, yung bridge humbucker, kung may volume. Diba? It's a bridge humbucker.
Wow.
This one is yung, which coil? I think yung inner coil tapos yung middle. Typical,
Fourth position.
yeah, typical fourth position.
Where the funk stuff happens.
Diba? Tapos yung middle position. Or the middle position, what a lot of people don't realize is that it was used on Pride and Joy by Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah. In order to get that glassy tone, no? It's the middle.
Yeah, so it's the middle tone. Tapos yung, of course, these two pickups, yung neck, middle.
Cory Wong.
And then, of course, yung neck lang, diba? But, when I flip this switch, yung maliit na switch, this is still humbucker. Pero, if it's in position 4, it's one coil nito. So, this is a single coil. So, if this is humbucker...
Wow! Oh my God!
Alayo!
My goodness.
So, maganda to for, like, I think I was
Like
talking about...
parang may bigla ka lang biglang strat na single coils.
Single coil, yeah.
Oo. So, maganda to for, like, when... I was talking about how me and my friends had to do, like, a parang country type sound thing or something lonely, diba? So, this is the type of sound.
Tapos lalabas na yung mga baril na.
Come on, punk. Make my day.
Diba? Parang ganon. It's that sound. So, pag middle naman nito, it's this humbucker and then these two in series, which means that I essentially have yung middle position of like a Les Paul. Kasi these are two humbuckers. Diba?
Pero you said parang ang idea niya is parang middle with a Les Paul, middle part ng Les Paul.
Oo, as in dalawang humbucker. Pero yung middle position niya.
Yeah, middle position right.
Oo.
Wow.
Wow.
Ito naman is this coil and yung outer coil, and what you get is
That's the telly. Yeah. Yeah.
My goodness.
And I also have that with my J-Craft guitar because I learned the guitar luthier na naglagay got the idea from Xergio, and I told the luthier, can you make the thing with the yung parang the neck and the bridge magkasabay? Sabi niya, sige ako bahala. Ako naman luthier ni Xergio. So yun.
Wait.
Nakuha ko yung
Wait, sino? Si JB? Si JB ba yan?
Yeah, JB.
Hoy, pero JB doesn't wire my guitars, I do.
Yeah. I mean nakuha niya yung idea from you with that tone. Yeah.
Wow.
Parang
Bro.
'di ba biglang nagka-tele ka na lang. So, yeah. Yun yung idea kaya pag may nagtanong na bakit kailangan pa ng 9 switches? It's because yun nga, Swiss Army knife niya na. He has Les Paul, Strat and tele. All in one with just a guitar na meron siya ngayon. And
Sarap.
yeah.
And then, okay, last position is ito yung position 1 or position 5, I don't know. Basta yung it's these two in series. So essentially a neck humbucker.
Humbucker. Yeah.
So if I were to turn down the tone, maganda siya pang jazz.
Yeah.
Wow.
Parang PRS, bro.
Ganun yung tunog niya eh.
Man, para siyang PRS.
Semi-halo.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Is that the position you do for your neo soul stuff?
No, neck.
Neck, yeah.
And then next question to that. Kuya Sergio, are you using an overdrive right now with that particular playing, or is it just clean amp with a drive tone?
Well, right now, kaka-switch ko lang. It's a compressor with a clean amp. Pero with an overdrive.
Parang may part nung una na nagka-crank siya but I think it's not an overdrive pedal.
And overdrive yun. Yung
Overdrive
nagka-crap.
yan? Okay.
That's why I changed it.
I thought parang sa amp mo yun kinuha. So, yun.
That's good. Ayun, talking about, you just talked about the guitar. Let's move on to your effects. Like, you said kanina, that is, your line 6, like, helix floor. So, question, is that everything, or do you have some additional pedals pa?
Like I said, a lot of the time ginagamit ko yung helix kasi I mean it has every effect that I need, diba? But then there's certain things na I reach for that I can't get on the helix, or I want a better version than what's on the helix.
Yeah.
So for example, malaking fan kasi ako of tape delay. So I have a Strymon El Capistan. I've had this for years, ever since I was a freshman in college. Always had this. And because I'm still a fan of tape delay. This is from a company that I also work with called J Rocket Audio. J-Rocket pedals are pedals na ginagamit ng mga gitarista ng Snarky Puppy, especially.
Wow.
But this is called the Ape Analog Preamp Experiment. So what this is back in the day, diba, there used to be the Echoplex, and a lot of people use the Echoplex. But the Echoplex was special because of the preamp circuit. So what this is, it's the preamp circuit of the Echoplex, and then also it can essentially turn any digital delay into an Echoplex. So eto, wait, I just changed my preset. So if my delay sound initially sounds like this, digital delay, diba? I'll turn off yung reverb. Diba? Sakto, it's exactly the same. But if I run it through this,
Ooh.
wait. And then, just like a real Echoplex, pwede siya mag-self-oscillate.
Yun, yung oscillation niya.
Yes, sir.
Parang ano ka na, Mike and Xergio.
Hindi ko kilala, sorry.
Yeah, I mean the guitar player of Incubus.
Oh, sino?
Incubus.
Ah, I didn't grow up listening to Incubus, sorry.
Parang ano lang yung parang nagwa-warp. When you play the parang may oscillator, then parang lalaruin mo lang yung time.
Yeah, gets. Pero yeah, so with this I get to sound like
You are my second.
but yeah,
So,
you get the
is
idea.
that the Echoplex na ano, delay or the El Capistan?
No, it's a digital delay running into this.
Yan. Tama, J-Rocket. Okay.
So yeah, just
Yeah.
got this very very recently. Very excited about that one.
Yeah. So eto, Kuya Makoy and Sir Sergio,
Oh.
if you were to, advise musicians in church for the next purchase nila sa effects, would you say that Helix is an easy, suggestion for you guys?
Ako muna. Si Sergio
Okay.
yung maganda sumagot niyan eh.
Yeah.
But anyway, for me kasi, I got into Helix because, number one, I used to have, like Sergio's, like, malaking board. And yung board na yun, parang wala siyang plan eh. Like, I just bought everything because I idolize this guitar player, and this guitar player has also this drive. So, okay, kunin ko yan, bilhin ko yan. So, wala siyang plan, wala siyang direct, alam mo yun. So, kaya may tinatawag tayong GAS, di ba? Yung Gear Acquisition Syndrome. It's because we just see or nakita lang natin na pinlay niya. So, gusto ko rin magkaganyan. Eh, may trabaho naman ako. So, sige, bilhin ko yan. So, not knowing that, wrong investment, di ba? So, when I say wrong investment, kasi hindi mo naman need yung pedal sa playing na meron ka. I mean,
Right.
like for me, I play for KZ or kay TJ. So there are yung pedals na analog na binili ko. I mean, you can't argue with analog. Analog is analog. The best pedal pa rin yung analog. Pero yun nga, parang ang idea ko lang kasi na parang nawala yung tot. yung bumili lang ako ng pedal na hindi ko naman need. Kunyari, bumili ako ng Mobius. That's a modulation pedal. Pero marami naman siyang modulation, pero hindi ko need for KZ or
Right.
for TJ. Di ba? Parang, alam mo yun, sayang. Because it's an expensive pedal eh. Like 25,000 pesos for that certain pedal. And then right now, nagsisi ako, ba't ko binili? So, when I met Sergio, he just told me, get a floor, get a Helix. So, I sold everything and bought a Helix series. So, di pa tayo magkakilala nun, no? When I got the HXFX. Di pa kami
Di pa.
friend nun. I got the HXFX and then I got it from local person here from Manila. Uy, may background. So, the second one is I got an Helix LT from Jem Manuel of December Ave. And then I sold my Helix LT and sabi ni Sergio, go to floor na. Wag ka nang magpabitin. So,
Right.
sige. Benta ko na for a floor. So imagine, may ano pa rin, alam mo yun, may
Progression pa rin.
progression. Pero ito yung thought. Parang ang tip ko para dun sa mga musicians na why choose Helix. Pero ito lang kasi yung unang yung parang isa sa mga isang main reason kung bakit nag-multi effects ako lalo na Helix. It's because or other multi effects right now na nasa market na sobrang taas like head rush, Axe effects. Ano pa bang meron ngayon sa
Quad
market?
Cortex.
Yeah, Quad Cortex. Yan sobrang even Boss GT1000, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Yun na yung makabagong generation of multi-effects. So ang point lang namin is why choose those effects? It's because one of these days yung analog pedals mo hindi ko dinidiscourage ko kayo sa analog, but the point is there are times na alam ko at alam ni Sergio na there are times na pag nag-play ka sa concert, dala-dala mo yung analog pedals mo, then biglang may isa na hindi tumunog. Ano yung hindi tumunog? And then you ended up playing with an overdrive pedal the whole concert. Kasi wala maraming cables di ba? And then minsan hindi ka naman nagpa-cable to a right cable guy like Gitrig Customs, hindi ka nagpa-custom ng cables. So, sasakit talaga ulo mo. At kung wala ka namang knowledge talaga in making cables, di ba sasakit talaga ulo mo pag may isang pedal na hindi tumunog. So,
Right.
the point is, kaya kami nag-multi-effects or kaya kami nag-helix just to get out from those chaotic experiences na ganun and
Right.
have that plug and play lalo na pag pumunta ka sa gig, like gusto mo na lang plug ka na, set up ka na, kaysa may tao ka pang nagsiset up. Sir, ganito ba dapat yung mic dito, sir? Sir, dito ba dapat yung effects mo, sir? Man, ang sakit sa ulo nun. Pero when we got to Helix or when we got to multi-effects, saksak mo lang yung XLR dyan. Game na kami niyan. Diba?
XLR
Ganun
left,
lang.
right.
Yeah, left, right. And then, sabihan mo lang sound guy na, can you give me a monitor? Lakasan mo lang ako sa monitor. Bahala, hindi mo ako palabasin sa house. Basta lakasan mo lang ako sa monitor ko. So that I can enjoy playing the guitar, di ba? So, yeah. That's one of the reason why, or ang daming reasons na kaya kami nag-helix or kaya kami nag-multi-effects. Rather than, staying up with kung gitarista ka talaga, like urban dubstep tuloy. Like for a band, kung nasa banda ka, go analog. I will not hindi kita kakalabanin na mag-multi-effects. Pero if you're a session musician and then you played for other artists and also sa church din, 'di ba? Maraming ititwig ng mga tunog na ito dapat Vox yung tunog, dapat ito Marshall, dapat ito Fender, 'di ba? So might as well go multi-effects kasi may amp and cab simulator na 'yon. And right now what they're just doing is direkta na yan sa interface, wala nang amp, and I know walang physical amp yan dyan, rekta na yan. So kung ano yung naririnig nyo na parang oh my god, parang buo yung tunog, yes, it's because Helix. Yan, ikaw Sergio.
That's good, Sir Makoy. Sir Sergio, your turn. Gusto ko yung background
Okay.
music mo
Thank you. Not too loud, diba? Tama lang.
Tama lang.
Babaan mo lang
Okay.
konti.
Okay. Okay. So a lot of people will ask, like nakikita ko ngayon sa mga comments, diba? Ano yung ginagamit yung effects? What about this? Anong string gauge nyo or whatever, diba? Ako,
Sobrang meticuloso sa ganun, no?
oo, diba? But realistically, it doesn't matter. The reason why is because kailangan you have to know how to make yourself sound good. Regardless of gear, you have to know how to sound like you regardless of gear.
Yeah.
So I've told this a lot dati sa mga kaibigan ko. Pero when I was a session guitarist in Los Angeles, part of the networking was going to jam sessions. And yung jam session, yung format nila is that there's a house band, diba? They play a set or whatever. And then there's like a sign-up sheet. Tapos you put your name sa sign-up sheet and then they'll call you up depending on your instrument. But let's say yung guitarist, let's say all that he has is a tube screamer and then a half broken Fender. All that he'll do is good luck and then wala na. Ikaw na bahala, 'di ba? So you have to learn how to use your gear and make it sound like you. So yung sinasabi ko kay Makoy dati, and actually he also said this, na I'm confident na regardless of what my gear is, I will still sound like me.
Because it's kilala mo na yung gear mo. And you know how to deal with your gear.
Or
Rather
make
than
timpla.
Yeah.
Oo. 'Di ba? Just like how we all like our coffee very differently or whatever,
Right.
'di ba? I still know that no matter how I timpla the broken Fender na
Still
binigay sa akin, I'm still gonna sound like me no matter what,
Right.
'di ba? So, yeah, it doesn't really matter like what I'm using. Like I played through like legendary vintage amps na sira in the middle of a jam session and I still have to make it work, 'di ba? I've played through guitars that I'm super unfamiliar with. Could you imagine going up to a jam session and somebody has a Gretsch?
Yeah. And then you're not familiar, you're not used to play with the
Exactly,
guitar.
'di ba? So, you have all that you have at the end of the day are these and these, 'di ba? So you have to make sure alam mo paano gamitin ito at ito.
Yeah, that's good. So, talking about, for investment first, kay Makoy, you're leaning towards, the Helix thing. That is a smart purchase for you. But again, from Sergio naman, doesn't really matter what track you go to, basta it works for you. Parang ganun ba? Tama?
No.
Tama,
Works for
very
you.
very tama.
Kasi
Yeah,
kahit anong gamit, it still sounds the same eh. Parang ikaw
Right.
pa rin yan eh.
Yeah, how do you make it sound good? Regardless of the possible hindrances na sira yung amp, ganun, or
Oo.
unfamiliar ka sa guitar, or all that.
Or actually, wait, may better analogy ako. Let's say, for example, you want to sound like Mateo Sasato. You buy his signature guitar pedal, you buy his Sur guitar na sobrang mahal, di ba? At the end of the day, who do you sound like?
Vemoram.
Kaya nga, di ba, yung Vemuram.
Yeah.
At the end of the
Tapos at the
day,
end of the day, you play like this.
di ba? You're
Oy,
still not
sobrang
doing...
galing ng sobrang galing ng bandang yan Pero I'm just stating na parang 'di ba at the end of the day may
You will
ganung
still
effect
sound like
pedal
you.
ka o may ganung effect pedal ka pero yung tinutugtog mo ganun pa rin yung idea ng play.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you will sound like you. Tama ba yun, Sir Sergio?
Tama. And all
Ayun.
depends on your practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tama. So, eto. Like, if you have, given the situation, as a musician, if you have 5,000 pesos, what would you buy?
For effect pedal.
An effect pedal or an online course?
I would say online course. Kasi
Go, sorry.
Kasi 'di ba parang parang si Migs, parang I'm just parang ilalagay ko lang yung sarili ko as Migs Ranyes. Si Migs kasi kahit walang pedal, mapapatudog pa rin yung magara yung gitara eh. So regardless of that, pedals,
Right.
parang sa akin learning yung para sa akin number one. Kasi I start a lot of my friends knew me na I played for KZ and PJ, Sarah, and other artists na for acoustic for almost 8 years. And parang 2019 pa lang ako nag-electric guitar or 2018, di ba? So, kung hindi ko nakilala si Sergio or hindi ko nakilala yung grupo namin ng mga guitar musicians dito sa Maynila na tinitignan ko kung paano sila mag-play sa gitara. And yeah, I'm so thankful for them na hindi na generous naman sila magturo sa akin na okay Makoy, you know how to play ano mo muna Serge. Di ba naalala mo yung sabi mo sa akin, you know how to play A minor pentatonic? Yes, this is A minor pentatonic. Oh, do you know how to play it in 5 boxes? What? May 5 boxes siya? Yes. Isipin mo ha, isipin mo kung walang pedal na pinag-usapan yun. Ang pinag-usapan namin is skill or the scale itself. So, sa 5,000 pesos, kung magpapabayad si Xergio nun, yun na lang yung aaralin ko. Rather than getting a pedal na hindi ko pa naman subok or hindi ko pa naman alam paano gamitin. So, might as well, I would invest in learning. Kasi,
Right.
pagkasabi ni Xergio, okay, this is box number 1. Okay, this is box number 2. This is box number 3. This is box number 4. This is box number 5.
Wow.
And then, paulit-ulit na yan. Sabi ko, wow, ganun lang pala yan. So kung nagpabayad si Xergio nun, okay, 1,000 ta dito, Makoy, 1,000 pesos to. Diba? Isipin mo, mas aanuhin ko pa rin yung investment ko in learning. Kasi, I mean, one of these days, magagamit ko naman yung learning na yun. And right now, I'm still enjoying those pentatonics na boxes na binigay ni Xergio. And I can play 5 boxes of pentatonics sa loob ng 22 or 24, 21 or 22 frets na gitara. Diba?
That's
And
good.
Thank you, Xergio, hindi ka nagpabayad.
May
It's
utang
good to have
ka sa
friends.
akin,
May utang ako.
Good to have friends, ha? Good to have friends.
Good to have friends with, ganun. Lalo na sila Chris Malana, di ba? Like,
Alright, Sir Sergio.
Yes. So the question is, if I have 5,000 pesos, anong investment ko? Gear or whatever, di ba?
Yeah.
class. Parang music class. Parang gano'n.
Or class.
Yeah.
Class. Yung gagawin ko, I will buy from Jolly Music yung mga cheapest na pedals, tapos I will go on YouTube and learn from Rick Beato, and then I will practice.
Beato, yeah.
And I will practice. I will practice a lot. But no, that's the joking answer. Tama yung sinabi ni Makoy. Na talagang you have to invest in your learning talaga eh. Kasi that's what will carry you eh, regardless of gear. So even if, and there have been times na Makoy has tried my guitars, still sounds like Makoy. I've tried Makoy's guitars, I still sound like me, diba? So that's the one that is the one that's gonna transfer over. Your gear isn't gonna transfer over. It's gonna be yung practice mo, yung skills mo, your ear, your fingers. So, yeah.
Would you agree
That's good.
with me, brother, na para sa akin kasi may opinion about guitar or pedals, it's just the amplification or pampa ano lang ba? Pampa dagdag buhay dun sa playing or sa skill na meron ka. Like, for example, let's move on with the pentatonic. Diba? The normal pentatonic. Pero kung may distortion yan, medyo masarap pakinggan eh. Or, sorry. Kaysa versus sa wala, para kang purist na. Yeah, man, si Mix lang talaga yung kayang magpaganon. Pero ako, kaysa, di ba, may konting, ang angas nun di ba? Parang,
Good.
para sa akin, ano lang talaga siya eh. Just to boost everything na may alam ka dun sa talent or skill na meron ka. Yun yung para sa akin yung mga pedals. And
Yeah, that's
para
good.
lumawak pa yung ideas mo.
May counter argument ako dyan.
Oh, sige.
Si Nile Rodgers.
Ayo, tama, Nile Rodgers.
Nile Rodgers nakarekta sa board. If you listen to Get Lucky, diba? Yung song with Daft Punk, rest in peace. Did you know that yung song na yan, nakarekta siya sa board and his finger tone was so perfect, didn't need mixing. No EQ, no compression, no anything.
Like his figure is just the compressor itself.
Oo, actually, tama.
The tone is in the hands, sabi pa nga ni John Carl
Oo, tama.
Ruiz.
Very, very true. Pero of course, ang daming mag-argue na hindi. So we better move to a different topic kasi medyo delicts tong ano eh.
Basta dito debate It's like
Yeah.
getting an idea from another person. 'Di ba? At least 'di ba? You're getting an idea from two guitar players or another musician, 'di ba? Na hindi mo na kailangan balance mo na lang. Kinagawa ko naman pala yun pero hindi ko lang alam kung anong tawag doon. AVH.
Ayun. That's good, bros. Invest on yourself first. Ayun. If talagang gipit sa budget, the best way to spend your money is to spend it for yourself, for your growth. Kasi
And also, sorry. And also,
yeah, go ahead.
yung Jolly Music kasi ngayon, hence Jolly Music. May mga pedals na ngayon na these pedals are worth less than 1,000 pesos, like 900 pesos for a tube screamer or a plexitone. Sorry. I mean, kailangan mo lang maintindihan yung ideas with an
Concept.
overdrive and distortions rather than buying an expensive one and then hindi mo naman naintindihan and then you ended up selling it at marketplace kasi hindi mo naman na-gets yung pedal eh. 'Di ba? Parang sayang kasi hindi ko naman naintindihan, benta ko na lang. Yeah.
Right. So, that's actually good. Nasabi ko daw sa isang video ko with regards to like the gear. Title ng video ko is very interesting. It says, "Don't buy new gear."
Don't buy new gear.
No, and not so many YouTubers say that. Okay, don't buy new gear. And there are two actually reasons on that. Pero one reason is if you cannot outgrow, the gear that you have now, don't buy new gear. If there are things in your gear na question mark pa, hindi mo naiintindihan, for me, you're not qualified to buy the better gear because if you do not understand that, then you have missed the chance to learn as much as you can. That's number two, pag bumili ka ng gear, one indication for me to buy a new gear now is frustration. When I get frustrated with my gear kasi hindi ko na-achieve yung gusto kong tunog, then that's a signal for me to buy a new one. Kasi wala na lead na yun parang that's your limit parang okay, this is what this thing can do. This is a signal for me to buy another one. Ayun. What do you think about that, mga sir?
Agree.
Yeah. Ako naman, paano ko ba siya i-put into words? Parang ganito. Parang may gitara kang, regardless kung anong gitarang meron ka, like, it might be RJ, or ano pa, ito, i-ano ko lang
Yung
kasi.
super vintage.
May gitara si
At yung
Xergio.
may hound-wound pickups.
Yeah. Si Xergio kasi may siya, RJ Les Paul. So, I don't know if he has that with he has the guitar, pero I know nandyan yung gitara niya. Yung gitarang to, doon to nakuha yung idea. Kung ano yung in-upgrade ko sa J-Craft ko, doon yun nakuha yung idea doon sa RJ na Les Paul ni Xergio. Bakit? Number one, when I asked Xergio, bakit mo pa rin ginagamit yan? Kasi para sa akin, parang ako nun parang gusto kong mahal talaga dapat yung gamit mo. So sabi ni Xergio, kasi nagagamit pa naman yung gitara ko and useful pa naman siya at maganda pa naman siya. So I just upgraded the pickups and yung mga tawag nito, yung mga pots. So sabi ko, ba't kailangan mo i-upgrade yung pickups? Pangit na, para sa akin pangit yung gitara. So nung pinahawak niya sa akin yung gitara, sabi ko, wow, ang sarap ng feel ng gitara. Pero nung tumunog na siya with the pickups, sabi ko, parang hindi RJ. Sabi niya, because ang ganda ng niyan, pickups. So ngayon, para sa akin, regardless kung anong gitarang meron ka, baguhin mo lang yung pickups. Kung may hinahabol kang tunog, 'di ba? Kasi yan nga sa tanong ni Kyle, nafo-frustrate ako, hindi ko makuha yung tone. Di bumili ka ng pickups na doon nagbabagay doon yung listening mo. And
Tunog
before
na gusto
buying
mo.
the pickups, make sure na yun talaga yung gusto mong pickups. Like for
Right.
example, the reason why I got this Mother's Milk Vernacle pickups is gusto ko talaga high gain na mids or mids talaga yung tunog niya, like totoong strat talaga for an affordable guitar. And regardless kung anong gitarang meron ka, kahoy lang yan at pangalan lang yan ng brand, pero the pickups invest on pickups para makuha mo yung gustong tunog na meron ka. And yun, patunogin mo nga yung bare knuckles.
Yeah, give us a
dyan.
taste of that, bro.
Actually, these aren't bare knuckles. They're a guy from
ano ba yun?
Singapore. Melodic pickups. Search nyo. Really, really high quality stuff. He reached out to me a long time ago. Pero yeah.
Oh, RJ yan?
Angas?
RJ yan?
It's Dina.
Gibson. Gibson. Fake Gibson.
So if I were to play, for example, yun yung tunog eh. It sounds the same, di ba?
Right.
And actually, yung di alam ni Makoy, or I think he knows, he just never said it. This was my first electric guitar.
Yon pala. That is his first guitar, my God.
Yeah, for
and
how many years na, bro?
I've been playing guitar since I was 12. I'm 27 now.
Oh my God. 15 years.
I got this
15 years.
I got this 1 year after I was playing guitar. And mind you, yung unang guitar ko where I learned like yung mga pentatonic boxes. I learned that on like an 800 peso like lyric guitar na nylon string. Kasi I used to play classical guitar eh.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was on this guitar, wait lang, that I learned like
Oh, Rage Against the Machine na style, ah.
I grew up listening to Rage eh.
Yeah.
So
Isang killing in the name naman dyan. The drop D ka pa.
Drop D.
may flanger siya eh.
My goodness. Bro! You have to stop, bro. Killing it, name us! Anyways, bro, if you are,
If you want to learn those ideas na paano mag-tweak on your simple effect pedal, you know the guy, Xergio Ramos. He also teaches, ah.
Pang, paradodo.
And RJ yan?
Hindi
Oh
na.
my God.
After a long time.
Super RJ na siya. Super
Oo.
RJ.
So
Actually,
actually,
rates, bro.
the reason I'm not ever going to advocate anybody do this kasi ang daming, like, I'm good friends with si Mike Sis and a lot of other luthiers, diba? And there's a lot of people that say, gusto kong burahin yung J-Craft tapos lagyan Fender kasi bebenta ko. I'm like,
Ay, don't
no,
do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. So the reason why ginawa ko to is, number one, at the time, Gibson, ang pangit ng quality nila. As in, mas maganda pa yung quality ng RJ kesa sa Gibson at the time.
Right.
And then also, number two, I'm never gonna sell this guitar. Ever.
Yeah.
Right?
So, naalala mo yung unang hawak ko niyan? Sabi ko sa'yo, wow, ano to, Gibson US? Diba?
Oo.
Then kinak mo na yung code. Hindi. RJ lang yan. Hindi, Gibson to. Hindi, RJ lang yan talaga. Tapos pinakita niya yung picture. O nga, RJ nga. Walang yung RJ. Di ba?
Grabe.
Invest on your pickups and also with the pots. Tama ba? Pots included, no? You have to upgrade with the pots also.
Oo. Well, yeah, tama. Kasi following on what yung sinabi ni si Sir Kyle, diba? You will end up reaching a point na, let's say for example, may gig ka, tapos you have to, I don't know, play something like, diba, may swell or something, and pala di na gumagana yung volume pot.
Oh, tama.
Diba? Either that or parang nagka-crackle or something. Basta, sira na yung pot. To prevent that, yeah, upgrade the pots, diba?
Tama.
Kasi ako naman, the reason why I upgraded my gear is because I want consistency.
Right.
So we were talking bago nag-live about how I don't want yung final sound ko to be dependent on like a broken Fender amp, may sira na SM57 na inusog ng ng tao while cleaning the cables, tapos ayun palang pangit ng tunog, diba? There's actually an interesting video that's out there. It was me playing for Morissette, Judge Vinson, and then kasama sa band was si Kuya John Apura. Ako naman nakarekta ako with my HX Stomp using like a AC30 na amp sim, and then si Vox. Si John naman was using like some big Fender, same story, Fender with a bulok na SM57, diba? And the final mix with the video is on YouTube, and you can hear a very big difference in final sound.
Right.
So I wanted that consistency. I want all of my gear to be consistent. Kasi sobrang pet peeve ko sa lahat ng gear ko is na I wanted to do something but it won't, and it used to.
Yeah.
Right.
Gets.
Ayos yun. Because
Parang-
who knows your gear well, di ba? Ikaw
Ikaw lang
yun.
talaga.
And nobody can question you when it comes to like how it would sound, how it should sound, how I expect it to sound. Mga ganun na mga concerns. Because
Oo,
if it
tama.
doesn't sound right, you know something's wrong. Ayun. So, eto.
Tama.
This is a really good conversation right here. Time flies so fast. It's 11:26. You guys good? Siguro let's go to our
Yeah, okay lang.
let's go to our last question as advice from you kasi we tackled so many different things tonight. Grabe. Dami kong take away dito. But let's talk about final advices that you guys can give to church musicians. In your opinion, when it comes to like the next purchases siguro that they'll do, and that's number one. And then the fundamental thing that they have to learn so that their playing will be like must step up yung playing nila.
Okay.
So purchase and then thing that they need to learn.
Okay.
Ayun,
Sergio
for you.
yung last, Sergio yung last.
Okay, sige.
Purchase. If you don't have a guitar, then again, if you don't have a guitar, get a J-Craft. Learn from that guitar, or any other guitars that you might find na interesting pero pasok sa budget mo. Then go for it, buy it. Pero kung hindi naman need na bumili and the church has its guitar pa naman, 'di ba? May church naman, may guitar pa naman sa church. Then practice with that guitar. Pero it doesn't mean na you practice si Portera dyan or mga Megadeth with those guitar kasi syempre sa simbahan yan, inaalay natin yan kay Lord, di ba? So, and when it comes to technique, ito lang yan.
Okay, sorry.
Again, babalik ako dun sa idea na kung paano ako nag-start with the electric. I started electric 2018, late 2018, and I just asked Xergio Ramos, so there are 5 boxes of pentatonic. Again, I just learned those 5 boxes of pentatonics helped me a lot with my what I am right now, na kung paano ako naririnig nyo nagpi-play. And laging may nagtatanong sa akin, anong routine nyo po? Tapos lagi parang naisip ko lang, pentatonic lang naman ako the whole time. And then pag naririnig ko na yung ibang sound na outside pentatonic, then hindi pala yung pentatonic. So example lang dahil sa kaka-practice ko ng ganito, ganitong tunog, 6 tuplets, di ba? Tapos ang gagawin, uy, okay na,
Ooh.
di ba? From the pentatonic pa lang ako. Uy, okay yun outside pentatonic yan. Ayun So, pentatonic lang. As in, doon lang ako. Tapos kung ano yung outside from pentatonic, and it sounds right para sa akin, then go for it.
Go for it.
So, ang idea lang din, kasi if it sounds right for you, diba? Ang idea, kaya ka nag-i-invest din sa learning. Like, if you go to Mix, if you go to Xergio Ramos, if you want to learn, anong tawag dyan? Kasi ito yung pentatonic . Diba? Anong tawag dyan? So, that's why, Kaya ka nag-i-invest dun sa investment and learning para maintindihan mo na ang tawag pala doon ay ano yun Kuya Xergio Ramos?
It's the Dorian mode. It's the natural
Yes, sir.
13.
Diba? Minor 6, minor
6, yeah.
So, di ba, para maintindihan mo na, ginagawa ko na yan dati, pero hindi ko lang alam kung anong tawag. Kaysa magpapapangalan-pangalan ka na, ayawan ko, parang ano yan eh, parang nasa key of F yan eh. Lumayo, di ba? So, kaya ka nag-i-invest in learning para para nagigets mo yung idea na yun at lagi mo na siyang matatanda na, okay, ano pala yun, Dorian mode pala yun na ganun natutulog or Korean ba or kung may ano ka ba, kung may naisip ka ba Mixolydian or diba? Or Mixolydian with the pentatonic para
Right.
lumawak pa yung ideas mo starting from the pentatonic. So, ayun.
Right. So you would say, buy your own guitar if you can,
Mm.
and then start with the pentatonic scale.
Or any other scale. Basta you find it comfortable. Basta comfortable ka na dun. Like,
Right.
when I say comfortable, kaya mo nang hindi tignan yung board. Kaya mo nang tugtugin na without looking at the board. And then, you improvise.
Right.
Diba? Then you'll see the magic of, okay, yun pala yun. Lalo na si Eric Johnson, di ba? Like he used to yung mga 6 tuplets. Pentatonic lang naman yun eh. Na pinabilis lang na 6
Yeah.
6 tuplets eh. So, yeah. Even sa kaka-learn ko dito kay ano pangalan nito? Si Lincoln Brewster.
Yeah.
Yung
The great.
ha? Tapos pentatonic lang na. Pentatonic lang yun, pero groups of 3, di ba? Pero yun nga. Dahil sa kakapentatonic ko, naintindihan ko na yun yung nangyayari doon, di ba?
That's
At
it.
least may isang part akong I would say na medyo gamay ko na yun. Pero hindi pa naman ako master. Hindi ko talaga alam yan paano i-play. Pero at least alam ko lang talaga siya how to deal with that particular feels.
That's good. That's good, Sir Makoy.
Sergio with the pentatonic.
Sir Sergio, again, the question is, what gear you should buy, dapat meron ka, and then the skill that you have to have.
For church musicians, di ba?
Yeah.
Okay. Ito. God will not love you more the more expensive your gear is.
Oh!
Diba?
Ouch! hindi
Okay,
magbabago yung
medyo
love ni Lord.
controversial to.
Yeah.
Oo, medyo controversial yung sinasabi ko kasi there's a lot of people that have very emotional attachments, diba, to their gear. And for me personally, di ko maintindihan bakit for some reason a lot of white church musicians have the biggest boards. They have like stereo amps that are like boutique amps and all that they play. To quote a friend of mine, say Jeric Pacaba, I play one note and the delay plays the rest of the gig.
Yeah.
Diba?
Bro!
Oh my God!
Anim na delay, bro. Nakakabinet.
Nakakabinet
Oo,
ano?
diba?
Tuk. Tapos dati dates. Anyway.
So, bro, continue.
Diba? So God is not going to love you any less kung yung ma-afford mo lang is a J-Craft or whatever. Ako, I have like 3 J-Craft things that I've used on like
Recordings and
on
gigs.
Morissette's like songs.
Yeah.
Diba? Like anong tawag dito? There's one song where the bass is the J-Craft bass na stock.
Oh my.
And so again, God won't love you more if you have a Sur than if you have a J-Craft, diba?
Yeah.
So
That's good.
Anak, you have a sword, I
talaga
will
po.
bless you more. Ganun pala, no? Pangit.
diba? Diba, your Sur is not gonna get you into heaven. Sorry. Anyway, so
That's good, bro.
Yun. So that's the purchase thing. But
Yeah.
buy something that you can use, or even just borrow yung sa church. Isa pa to. Pet peeve ko nakikita like when there's like gear unboxings or something. I see a lot of people na, sir, pa-donate naman yan, gagamitin ko for church.
Yeah, don't do that, man. Don't
Diba?
do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Just
Like-
don't.
So just don't do that.
Yeah.
If anything,
Kasi
that
hindi
might make God angrier.
Yeah. Kasi hindi naman nangyari yun, like, for example, for Sergio that, nagka-GOC guitar siya. Tapos, oy, Sir Sergio, may GOC ka naman, yung J-Craft mo naman, ipaano
Baka
naman
naman.
lang. Baka naman. Hindi naman yan, yung J-Craft guitar, hindi naman yan biglang nagplant ng seed si Sergio sa bahay niya, tapos biglang may J-Craft guitar. Di ba, hindi ganun eh. Yung J-Craft guitar na yan, for sure, kahit sobrang mura yan, pero pinaghirapan niya, yung demo, pinaghirapan niya on how to make it sound better with that guitar.
Right.
And then, use that guitar for most of recordings with Morissette. Tapos, hihigiin mo lang because Sergio has another guitar. So, don't do that. Kasi, that's one thing na pangit talaga when you read with those comments na pang church naman eh. Sir, pabili po ng gitara with tawag nito, discount pang church naman eh. Don't do that, man.
Bro, Sir Kayam Princilio said, pa-donate naman bro, it will make God love you more.
Kayam! Yung talent ko, donate mo sa amin.
Okay, that's good. So, for you, Sir Sergio, buy anything that you can use.
Yeah. Anything. Like, alam mo, ang daming, not naman hater, pero there's a lot of people na nagbabash on J-Craft or cheap brands. Mga cheap brands, di ba?
Other guitars,
No.
get other guitars.
Kahit other guitars, Fernandez, whatever, di ba? Ako, when I was learning how to play guitar at 12, I wish I had J-Craft na for 5,000 pesos. Yun lang yung gitara ko. Bro, sobrang ganda
Right.
na nga eh.
Diba?
Or even
And then-
the more expensive one, yung 10,000 na Series 3. Ginagamit ko pa rin. The only thing I've changed are the pickups.
Yeah.
Right.
Pero
Diba?
if you, ang pangit kasi if you hear some from someone na, di ba, wala ka naman pera to buy those expensive gear. And then you hear from someone na parang ang pangit naman ng gitara meron ka. Di ba, parang imbes na ma-inspire ka to learn more about about playing, na-discourage ka kasi parang ang pangit pala ng gitara
Right.
ko. Ayokong tumugtog na ganito yung gitara ko. Eh, bakit naman ginagamit namin ni Sergio sa mga big stage tong gitarang to? And, confidently playing it with the recordings. And, di ba, nagiging sound naman siya na decent. So, it means,
Right.
para ang point is, yung hate, walang problema dyan kung nag-hate ka sa gitara, pero if you're going to hindi na ma-inspire yung younger
Influence
generation
others.
into learning, then that might not be good. Diba?
Mm-mm. Tama. Okay, jumping off this kasi medyo related. Yung thing that I think church musicians also need to learn.
Yeah.
So, following the trend na the more expensive the guitar, then God will love you,
Love you
more. The more notes you play does not mean God will love you more.
Bro, stop.
Love you, Lord!
Isa pa nga.
Diba? The more chords you know, doesn't mean ganun
The more
din
notes you play?
Ganun din yung love ni Lord sa'yo.
Oo, di ba? So actually, we were talking like before we went live about yung experience ni Makoy when he visited me sa church ko. Tapos Makoy knows me as, a player who can play like mga stuff like that, di ba? Pero when he saw me in church, I was playing like
Savior.
diba? Para yun yung tunog ko. The reason why is because that's what is needed to serve God, to bring other people to God. Diba? So, like, isa pa to, isang pet peeve ko, yung sa end ng 4 bars, lahat ng tao magkaka-fill.
Yeah. Tapos,
Diba? Nagkakabanggaan lahat ng tao eh.
Tapos ang pangit pa doon, unplanned. Like, hindi ni-rehearse. Like, for some reason, bigla ka na lang nag-riff. And nag-riff din yung drummer. Nag-riff din yung bassist.
Right.
Nag-riff din yung pianista. Nagpakulot pa yung singer na hindi pareho yung melody. So, grrr. Anyway, wait lang. For some viewers na hindi pa naintindihan yung term, ano po ba yung pet peeve?
Yeah, ano yung pet peeve, bro?
With what?
Ano yung pet peeve?
Ano yung
Pet peeve. Pet peeve is parang
Laging ginagawa?
something in particular na that annoys me.
Yeah. Parang ano mo
Diba?
ba? Allergy, ganun.
Yeah. Parang ako ngayon.
Oh, parang allergic ako sa di pet peeve mo ang sipon, ganun.
Yeah, pet peeve ko yung sipon.
Pag nakita mo, parang nangangati ka, parang stop that, bro.
Oo, 'di ba? Parang ganun. So, example, ito, 'di ba? So, ito yung 4 bars, 'di ba? Tapos, pagkatapos nito, si guitarist. Okay. And then, biglang sa end, nagkakabanggaan na, di ba?
Yun niya eh.
Sobrang gulo na eh. Wala, you're not bringing people to God. You're bringing people to the devil. Hindi, joke lang.
And then you're bringing the
Pero,
people na parang, sino yung
gets-
magaling
Oh, wait,
mag-solo? Yeah.
Yeah, you
Diba?
get the
So
annoying
when you're
more.
on
You
the-
get the
ano?
annoying more than the annoying, bro. Annoying, bro. You don't sound
Di,
good.
di ba? Oo. So, essentially, when ako naman yung mentality ko whenever like I'm doing a session for somebody or maski nasa church, di ba? Is what will serve the song or what will serve the purpose of yung song or the music. So, for example, us as church musicians, di ba? What is our purpose? Our purpose is to bring other people closer to God via the gift of music, di ba?
Yeah.
Pero if part of the song is not diba? That's distracting. It brings people out of the moment.
Right.
So
I mean,
why do I need to do that, diba?
there's nothing wrong learning those scales. There's nothing wrong
Right.
learning a new ideas of playing, how to play a solo. There's nothing wrong with that. Pero ang wrong lang kasi niyan is when you applied that in a certain point na hindi naman kailangan. Di ba, for example, ganito, I don't know if mag-agree si Sergio, pero di ba, Sergio, ang dami mo nang natutunan sa Berkeley, but when you play for Morissette, did Morissette told you na, okay, yung natutunan mo sa Berkeley, play mo nga. Hindi, di ba? Because you are going to play what's on the paper. Kung ano talaga yung areglo. So kung yung areglo doon nakataset, tacet means you don't have to play.
Actually, bro, ako yung nag-aareglo. So, no, joke.
Ayun.
So, you can do anything you want,
Oh
bro.
my God. Oh, yun pala.
Oo,
Hindi, I mean,
tama.
Bassist, this works for you, but for me, no. Accept it.
kaya ang point is, kahit sobrang dami mo nang naintindihan doon na mga scala or mga riffs or modes, pero when it comes to simplicity lang talaga yung kinakailangan doon sa song. Like for example, 'di ba? Like kasi may mga nakikita kasi ako sa Facebook or YouTube na mga church, 'di ba? We're online na eh. Lahat ng mga services ngayon is online, 'di ba?
Nakikita na.
Ang nangyayari lang kasi, he plays the rhythm and then the other guy, when, di ba, nasa chorus pa lang eh, or verses pa lang. Ano bang verse? Ano verse?
Hindi ko naman alam.
Na-na-na-na-na-na.
So, when someone plays that verse part, may isang, the hope of, and then one is forgiven. Di ba, parang, yun, pet peeve ko yun yung mga ganun na parang nasa worship tayo eh. Di ba? Kahit si Sergio, hindi siya magaganon pag nasa kay Gary V siya. Na, kunyari, anong, di ba to? sorry, ano bang kanta ni Gary B na? Iniisip ko side A. So, kunyari, side A. Wala kung mag-isipan pa. So, ganun lang talaga yung dapat na rhythm. Pero ang nangyari, you played gumaganon ka, di ba? Tanggal ka na sa side A. Kasi hindi ka namin kinuha dahil sa skill or gaano ka kagaling. Kinuha ka namin dahil gusto namin na may certain na part na ikaw talaga yung tutugtog dyan.
That's the easiest way to get fired, bro.
Yeah.
Oo,
Diba?
tama.
Ano bang nakakapagod sa ito lang yung gagawin mo tapos babayaran ka 15,000? Oh! O diba? Or kung nagse-session ka, bibigyan ka 6,000 tapos ito lang pala yung gagawin mo. Diba? Might as well do that simple part kasi hindi naman yung solo mo yung magbabayad dun sa gig diba?
Yeah. Siguro when it comes to ratio no sa like poste na playing and soloing, siguro mga 1:9 sa regular gigs? Or not even close?
No? Depende na lang kung si Karel Honasan yung
okay. Ibang usapan
kasi
parang solo lahat.
sabihin ni Karel Honasan sa'yo, guitar solo! Yun talaga. Doon, pakita mo na yung scale na natutunan mo for all over the years. Diba? Pero kung wala, just play it simple.
Right. Gumagano. So, ayun na. Sir Sergio says, buy anything that you can use. Kasi, that's good din. Kasi, we have different levels of, ano na din, yung mga gears natin, iba-iba na rin. So, buy what works for you. And then, number 2, you have to learn to play the appropriate notes. Tama ba, Sir? Appropriate notes. So,
less naman sa notes, pero parang do your part.
Yeah.
Do your part. Yeah, do your part. Ayun. So, these are some good conversations right here. Ayun. Those are good. Kasi, I hear this a lot din. I wanna post this argument. Parang mahabang usapan to, pero gusto ko lang sabihin. May nabasa kasi ako dito. Sabi niya, less is more.
Yeah.
Less is more. Siguro, but for me, I would say na appropriateness is everything.
Yes.
Tama.
Kasi, pag appropriate naman yung upbringing mo sa tugtog. Kahit hindi pa yan less, kahit more pa yan, basta tama lang.
Yeah, like for example, if tutugtog ka kay Israel and New Breed, you don't need this, bro. You have to give it your all. Kasi parang more lahat nandun lahat. But, Rose, I think we have reached, the end of this live stream, and it has, really helped me personally. Bro, Sergio and Sir Makoy, it's always a good time to, talk about these things. And Sir Sergio, these are some regular parts of the conversations, and I just love your, bro, your wisdom and all that, and your playing, your gear stuff and all, and everything in between. The Xergio Ramos that makes Xergio Ramos. We love that. And so continue inspiring, bro. Continue playing. If do you have classes ba? Do you have classes?
For me, recently I haven't been teaching guitar kasi, well, honestly speaking, either not many people sign up or parang hindi siya cost effective sa akin sa time. But recently I've been teaching mixing lessons. So yeah, production and mixing especially because now everybody's stuck. Might as well learn how to make your music sound the best that you can, diba? So with like Morissette's recent tracks that have been released, I'm the main producer. I'm also the mixing engineer. So yeah.
So that's good. So the classes you offer now are for mixing and producing. Tama?
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Tama.
And what is the something that we need to look forward to sa sa career mo ngayon?
More Morissette stuff. Basta, marami pa yan.
Where can we...
Other than what's been released.
More resets.
More reset.
Where do we check that out? Every streaming platform ba? YouTube, Spotify, and all that?
Every streaming platform, yeah. So, everywhere. There's lyric videos. There's, there might be some live stuff, wink wink. We don't know yet. But yeah, every streaming platform, Spotify, Apple Music, ano pa, YouTube, lyric videos at lahat. So especially Love You Still and Phoenix, those two premiered at number 1 and number 2 on iTunes when they first came out in the Philippines, and then Love You Still also made it on the Billboard Top 100 Fresh New Sound playlist. So that's an international playlist, and
Wow.
it made it on there.
And who does the producing? It's Xergio Ramos.
The guy. The guy,
Eh,
bro.
Ito yung gusto ko talaga when hindi ako na hindi kasi ako nasa starstruck talaga pag artista eh. Mas sa starstruck ako dun sa kung sino yung likod niya. Ganon talaga, like, oh my God, siya pala yung gumawa nun. I mean, let's just say yes, parang ang ganda ng kanta, pero yung gumawa ng producing na yun, doon ako nasa starstruck.
The man that made it all happen.
Diba, narinig nyo, nasa Billboard siya, international, and iTunes.
Yeah.
Malaking bagay yun. Na-credits ka ba doon na maayos?
Medyo.
Yes. Ito sorry may nabasa kasi ako dito, si Genesis Leo Soriano. Sabi niya, shout out from General Santos City starting from last week. Kasi ito, regular to nanonood ng Church on a Budget. Ito yung lagi kong parang kaya namin ginagawa tong Church on a Budget kahit walang manood o may manood. Kasi for sure, may nahuli.
Hala.
Kasi for sure, ito, katulad ni Genesis Leo Soriano, sabi niya, start from last week daw, nagpa-practice na siya 2 to 3 hours a day. Oh, di ba? Parang siguro dati hindi talaga siya nagpa-practice ng ganun katagal, pero right now, he's practicing 2 to 3 hours a day and nai-inspire siya. So, di ba, may mga ganitong mga bata without having a helix or anong surgitar na meron sila, pero ngayon nai-inspire sila watching Church on a Budget and then learning from the guitar players that we invite or the musicians that we invite from this platform.
Tapos regular content from Makoy Portado.
Maghahanap pa kami ng mga guitar players. Anyway, ibang musicians naman like drums and keyboards. Pero anyway, ang sarap pakinggan ang sarap basahin ng mga ganitong messages kasi ito yung nakaka-inspire eh. 'Di ba? Na marinig mo rin na in-apply nila kung ano yung pinag-uusapan natin.
Great.
Kasi itong ginagawa natin, Kyle and Sergio, parang ano lang 'to eh, parang tumawag lang tayo, "Uy, kumusta ka na? Okay ka pa ba diyan? O ano yung chords ng ano?" 'Di ba? Parang ganito lang 'to eh, itong live na 'to eh. Parang walang
Usapan
filtered, walang kung ano man yung masabi naming mali, pasensya na, pero 'di ba? I mean, correct us if we are wrong, pero itong makita ka na nag-a-apply ng ganitong yung may application ba after the live interviews. Man, ang sarap basahin, ang sarap sa mata. And God bless you, Genesis. Continue to practice and sana may natutunan ka pa dun sa mga ideas, and marami talagang ideas na binitawan si Sergio like right now. Like doon ako natamaan sa hindi magmamatter yung love ni Lord or yung pagbe-bless ni Lord sa gamit na meron ka. Kung naka Big Sky ka man at
He won't
maganda
love you
yung maganda yung pagka-ambient ng Big Sky mo. Wala po. Meron ba? So, maganda yung pagka-ambient ng gitara na yun. Hindi magmamatter yung love ni Lord na, oh my God, napaka-ambient ng tunog na yun. Bibigyan kita plus 10 points sa langit. Hindi ganun si Lord. Walang plus 10, minus 10 si Lord. Walang ganun yun. So, yeah. Na-correct ako doon. Imagine, kung hindi to nangyari, hindi rin ako mako-correct na, hindi pala talaga hindi nagmamatter yung gamit na meron ka sa pagla-love ni Lord sa'yo. So, guys, sana may na-learn kayo doon kasi ako, oh my God, thank you, Sergio. Kasi may pwede na akong isagot sa buhay ko. Na, Makoy, hindi mo need yan. So,
Well, so si Matt Mendoza, mukhang alam niya yung dalawang songs of Morissette that have just gotten released. The reason why I brought this guitar out, ito yung gitara na ginamit ko sa Love You Still.
yeah.
And ito mismo yung sound, yung...
Yung epiphone. Oy, Fayintan. Why not?
That's good, bro. Really good, really good.
C-sharp minor.
Sarap. C-sharp minor yung key.
Yes. And
Nagtatanong
then,
ng
ano lang yan,
TSO.
674?
Pero pag sa church pinlay yan, bro, anything can happen.
Actually, wait, may funny story ako. So when you play in gospel churches, music is a huge part of it, diba?
Yeah.
So even when the pastor is singing,
Yung dynamics ng pastor.
you have to follow the dynamics, diba? It's called talk music. So
Talk music, yeah.
and sometimes yung talk music is sobrang on the fly. So, like for example, just yung move na yan, yun, we'll slowly expand it, diba? And so, may isang time na for some reason, ito yung lumabas. Pero mas mabagal. At first, it just came out of my ears. And then sabi ko, parang this sounds familiar, right? Even yung mga musicians were like looking at me, parang,
Bro.
ano to? So, and then I'm like,
Pero hindi ka conscious na natugtog mo yun.
hindi ako conscious. Basta yun lang yung melody na lumabas sa tenga ko.
Pero it doesn't sound like Ariana if mabagal lang.
Yeah, that's the famous 671.
Diba? So, yeah. Anyway,
Ayun.
funny story time.
Ayun, so, guys, if you learned something tonight, then show our guests some love, and of course, our resident co-host, Makoy Portado, for some love and all that, say thank you on the chat, give them a heart and a fire or something. Anyway, so, ayun. Siguro, let me just announce some things for next week kasi kay Makoy, I invited someone. Let's just shift gears a little bit. We're gonna talk about some media stuff, so I'm bringing someone in.
Pwede.
Yeah, I'm bringing someone in to talk about some media things and what he does sa church. And that'll be a really fun time for all of us. He is a full-time staff sa New Life Main, and he is the guy, that
Si Den?
No. Sa video editing siya.
Sabi niyo yun.
The name is Jay Trinidad. He makes it, plays a big role on New Life Main's video stuff. So,
Yeah.
we want to see you there, everybody. And Sir Xergio Ramos, again, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Sergio,
We're
thank
just
you,
blessed.
brother.
Thank you that you blessed us with your presence tonight. So, everybody here, salamat sa inyo for staying. Again, this is Church on a Budget PH that aims to help churches become effective and efficient. And we're gonna see you soon on the next video kasi marami-rami pa to. You guys check out, again, our social media platforms then. Xergio Ramos is on YouTube then. He does some reviews there.
Instagram.
And of course, the work that he does with Morissette and all that. And of course, sa classes niya. If you wanna enroll, and for sure, ang dami niyong pulot doon. For Kuya Makoy, he still does some guitar lessons for now and some sessions here and there. Bro, congrats pala sa session mo with with Sasa. Yan. It was a great
Yun. Library.
Yeah.
Ay,
it was
ito. Let's congratulate Church on a Budget for having 1,000 subscriber.
Yay!
Yes, sir!
Hours na lang yan.
Watch time
Hours
na lang, bro.
yan.
Watch time.
Watch time na lang yan.
Baka gusto niyo mag-Sleepify by Wolfpack, okay din naman. Alam niyo ba yung story na yun? Si Wolfpack.
Wolfpack ba yun o Wolfpack?
Wolfpack, bro. Yung guitarist, Cory Wong. They did a ridiculous move on Spotify na gumawa sila ng album na just pure silence, bro. And their followers, played it, streamed it online, and then they used the funds that they gained there to do a free concert for everyone. Parang ganun yung nangyari. Grabe yung Wolfpack. Anyways, but you guys, thank you so much for being here again. Again, efficient and effective churches. You all, thank you so much. And you guys have a good night. Play sa churches ninyo, continue serving the Lord, and see you soon, everybody.
And last one na lang.
Ay, sige, go.
Last one na lang. And also, if you guys are, if you're near to Kyle is also Di ba nag-ano ka, gumagawa ka ng nito? Kung paano yung setup sa music team? Yung
Yeah, bro, I do in-ear monitoring stuff and
Yan.
we build some in-ear monitoring systems here. Ngayon, wired kasi those are the systems that we do and most churches, those are the systems that most churches can afford. Kasama din dyan yung church namin. But I
if
do
you're
in-ear system.
near Cagayan de Oro or you're from Cagayan de Oro, you should contact Kyle kasi I mean, we're in the digital world at the moment and baka matagal pa to. And yes, if you're going to invest to those gear, gamit na mas alam ni Kyle kung paano yung budget nyo, go hit him a message or direct message, kayo na bahala.
I
Thank you,
actually
Kyle.
talked about, I actually talked with a church sa La Union and helped them set
Wow.
up their system.
It's online.
Online, bro.
Online lang. Oh, you can also contact Kyle through online.
Yeah.
Wherever you are or from the world. So, just hit the guy a message and ang dali niyang kausap. So yun,
bro.
Xergio Ramos, thank you for having
Thank you.
Para na maging feature ka namin for today. And
Thank
I know
you for having
na
me.
tayong nagkamali last Saturday.
Oo nga eh.
And sabi nga ni Sergio sa akin, wow, napaka early yung mo, Makoy. Napaka early nung
Reminder.
reminder. Ni-remind ko siya nung Friday na eh. Tapos kayo na yung interview.
Hindi, Friday afternoon ha.
Friday
As in, habang
afternoon.
kumakain ako ng lunch, Uy bro, wag mong kalimutan ha, bukas 10 o'clock. Like, aga to ah.
Ang aga mo. Parang nag-usap tayo last Saturday pa lang Tapos ngayon, Friday ka na nagsabi. So,
Yeah, but thank you for saying yes, bro.
Thank you for always free. Man, salamat na lagi kang pag tumatawag ako sa'yo, free ka always. And Kyle, if may tanong ka with everything that you want to learn from Sergio, message mo lang yung tao yan. Dami matutunan dyan. But anyway,
Right.
thank you guys sa kanina. So, solid 40 talaga eh.
Yeah,
Ang
50.
tagal, solid 40. So, thank you sa inyo. And Kyle,
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank
And we're
you, thank
gonna
you.
end this, live stream in 3, 2, 1. Bye, guys. See you soon.